Vítajte, milí diváci, u ďalšieho dielu z vynikajúcej hry Hogwarts Legacy. Zajdeme za profesorom Figom. Semhle sa postavíme. A uvidíme, čo nás bude čakať. Nový úkol. Vezmite knihu k profesorovi Figovi. Hohoho, to nemohol dojsť rovno sem. Mimochodom, prešiel som celú školu, aby som sem prišiel, aby som vás nezaťažoval tým, že chodím po schodoch hore-dole a strácam sa pol hodinu. To je kto?
You cannot be serious. Goblins working with Rookwood makes no sense.
It is rather unorthodox, to say the least.
Unorthodox? It's inconceivable. It's... Ah, Fig. You have a visitor. I'll see what I can find out.
Sir, I was able to search the restricted section while you were with Professor Black. It was a book we were after.
Nech sa páči, krížka pre teba.
What? That's... Wait. You accessed the restricted section? But how? Thinking on it, perhaps it's best you spare me the details.
Fair enough. In fact, the book was below the restricted section, as it appeared on the map.
I want to hear everything. First, let's have a look.
Napravovanie mikrofónu rules.
Oh dear. Some of these pages seem to be missing. It appears someone has got to the book before us. Still, I will need time to study what remains. Perhaps we can still salvage something useful, though it may take some time. I wonder why it was here, below Hogwarts.
I think I know, sir. I saw 2 more memories where I found the book.
Another pensive. Godric's heart.
The man we saw before, Percival Rackham, was a professor here. The first memory showed him and 3 other professors using ancient magic to restore a hamlet from a drought.
Miriam was right. And the second memory?
In the second, they were talking to a student who started as a 5th year, like I did. She could see traces of magic too.
Why those memories? Perhaps this book will explain. I'll have to take it with me to London. The headmaster has insisted that I speak directly to the minister about George's death.
What will you tell them about Mr. Osric's death?
I don't know how much I dare say. George tried to convince the ministry about Ranrock, but to no avail. My instinct is to follow the path we are on for the moment and keep the details to ourselves until we know more.
I understand. I'll see what I can learn about the missing pages while you're gone.
Good. Don't neglect your studies. Your wand work is improving by the day. But you'll want to pay attention in herbology and potions. There's more to magic than spellcasting.
Plenty to keep me occupied while you're gone.
You've done exceptionally well. I look forward to seeing all that you've accomplished when I return. Oh, and don't neglect your friends. You may be surprised by how much you can learn from them as well.
To je milé. Takže ako máme ďalšiu úlohu, to by ma hodne zaujímalo, milí diváci fajnoví. Už sa dostávame pomaly, ale isto do 6. levelu. Čo to tu máme? Zakázaná restrikcujem ťa, chlapec. Neviem vôbec, čo hovorím, ale mám poštu.
It's time to prove your dueling mettle and see if we've a new school champion. Meet me at the usual place for the final round of crossed wands. Also, the training dummy is still available.
Ďalšie súboje.
In Lower Hogsfield as soon as possible. I would like to talk to you about Rookwood and Harlow, and it might be best to do so outside of the castle.
To bude nejaká pasca na 100%. Takže kde sa dáme stretnúť, tutok? Čo to tu máme? Mimo? My sa máme stretnúť volanie v Kanade? Hamlety sú malé obce po celom svete, ale nehovor. Toto je Dolní Hogsfield. Hamlety poskytujú nové príležitosti pre predajce, bla bla bla. OK.
Professor Fig and Weasley have asked that I teach you an additional defensive spell. Please complete the assignments I have given you, and then proceed to see me in my classroom.
25 úloh mi tu dávate? Posielate mi poštu jak na bežiacom páse? No, ja by som uprednostnil naučiť sa niečo nové, čiže hodina bylinkářství, potrebná sa hodník vedieť, OK, Ako môžeme tam zájsť na nejakú hodinu bylinkárství, lebo nemáme žiadne potiony, milí diváci, to znamená, že práve prechádzam. Nemáme žiadne potiony, to znamená, že naučiť sa nejaké vyrábať by mohlo byť teoreticky to pravé orechové, milý divák fajnový. Samozrejme, budeme sa musieť párkrát stratiť a ako vidíte, idem až na posledné poschodie, čo neviem, či bol najlepší nápad, uvidíme. Asi bol, lebo ideme do druhej budovy. Poprosím, otvorte mi dvere. Nie je tu žiadny gentleman, čo by mi otváral dvere? Asi nie, nevadí. V každom prípade budeme potrebovať nejaké tie potioníky, no. Čakaj, že by sme mali stať auto. To nedáva úplne zmysel, ale možno, že nie. Možno, že nie. Nemôžem sa tam nejako presunúť nejakým super tajným, zrýchleným systémom? Lebo mi to vôbec nie je jasné, kto toto robil vôbec. Jak sa mám kam dostať a čo vlastne mám robiť v tomto partikulárnom prípade, milí diváci. Počkaj, však tu sú dvere. Ja chodím okolo nich ako mastný chleba o pol 6 ráno. OK, takže to bude možno, že tu dá nejaká výrobňa tých potionov, alebo proste bylinkárstvo. A fakt potrebujeme získať nejaké potiony, lebo máme 0, to znamená, že nejaký súboj a budeme mať málo hapečiek. Ó, to je tá z Batmana, čo bola, že všade mala rastlinky.
Good morning, Professor Garlick. How wonderful it is to see you again, Lenora dear. Oh, here. You'll need these for today's class.
Profesorka Garlick.
A little treat for your auntie.
Takže takto.
Ah, hello.
Hello!
Class, please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Ale, starý známy.
How thrilling it is to have everyone back together again. This year will be filled with enchantment and excitement, but the most important thing cultivated in herbology is knowledge. The prudent herbologist is no more afraid of the venomous tentacular than the bouncing bulb.
Chápem.
Now then, today we will be acquainting ourselves with the mellifluous tuber known as the mandrake root. Accio.
Ale ty si ale šikovná.
Let's see if we can't make our fibrous friends a bit more comfortable, shall we? First, let's protect our ears.
Bez toho klobúka by mohla byť aj moja frajerka. V podstate.
Now, everyone, grip their mandrake by the tendrils and give it.
Toto bude to, čo bude kričať? Dobre.
Quickly, place your mandrake in the new pot and pat down the soil.
Tak to je vtipné. Ono to rozbíja ešte aj sklá, kámo. Ale silná mandragorička. Jednu poprosím.
Soil should envelop the root like a warm, dirty blanket, putting the mandrake right at ease.
OK, a kto opraví tie okná? Čo sú poškodené? Joj, takto. Ja normálne predpokladám, že čo sa stane v každom ďalšom obrázku tejto hry.
Yours was a bit mature, I'm afraid. All right then, off you go. Splendid work, everyone.
No a...
Now for our next task, we'll be planting dittany at our potting tables. You can all get started. I need to have a brief word with our new student.
Prečo so mnou? Ja som nejaký protekčný? Protekčná teda? Ahoj, pane. Dobre, profesorka Garlíková, takže Garlick je vlastne cesnak, takže profesorka Cesnaková by sa mohla volať, to by bolo lepšie.
Yes, Professor?
Firstly, well done with your mandrake. They can be rather difficult to get a grasp of.
Malek sem otuhol.
I nearly went deaf.
Well, yes. Of course, the cry of a mature mandragora can be fatal, so remember to keep those ears protected. Now, as I mentioned, next we'll be planting Dittany. Let us find you some seeds.
I already have some, Professor. Picked them up in Hogsmeade.
You visited the Magic Neep. Wonderful! A prepared student is bound to bloom. I've arranged for you to have your own potting table here in the classroom. Wasn't easy to spare one on such late notice. Plant the seeds there now, and you can return to harvest them later. Even with soil, sunlight, and a bit of magic, they will take time to grow.
Čo keby som
How to balance my
z toho mal nejaké, by som povedal, že potióny by som potreboval, nie tu tak sadiť, ale dobre.
A vital ingredient in the Wiggenweld
Že
potion,
tak.
as you all should know from Professor Sharp's class.
Za 10 minút je hotové, tak to je pecka. To si budem chodiť každých 5 sekúnd. A čo, no to prší. Vyprázdniť nádobu, to nechceme. Čiže escape mám dať.
Well done! Once it can be harvested, your Dittany will be ready to use in Wiggenweld potion. I'll let Professor Sharp tell you about that. Now, what say we branch out? Introduce you to a different sort of flora, the Chinese chomping cabbage. You'll find that some plants are better suited to uses outside of a cauldron. The cabbages do get testy without something to chew. Fortunately, I have a dummy for them to gnaw on. Be a dear and let them have a good chomping.
Yes, Professor.
They're in the other greenhouse. It's just at the end of the footbridge leading out of this room. Your classmate, Mr. Pruitt, has kindly offered to accompany you. Come back and see me when you're finished. Oh, and mind your fingers. They do bite.
To ma odprvadí, to je ktorý? S Lederem Pravetem. Tu je nebezpečné meno. Ty si kto, kámo? Si Ledere Pravete?
I should think Professor Garlick would be more careful with her mandrakes.
Takže to nie si ty, kámo. No, kde si? Ja, počkaj, on je niekde tu hore? Dobrý deň, pane!
Saw you on your way to Hogsmeade the other day. Nice to meet you. I'm Leander. I'll be showing you the Chinese chomping cabbages. Up these stairs will take us there. But your lead.
Ten tam čo robil, on tam repoval zadarmo. Takže na teba musím použiť. Dobre, nemôžem použiť nič. Zase nemám zmenenú klávesnicu. A možno to prežijeme celý diel bez toho. Uvidíme. Tak poďme odprvadiť, kámo. Kaďa ideme hore? Kaďa to? Bum, 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 bum,
Nice
bum,
work
bum.
in defense against the dark arts, by the way.
Ďakujem, neviem
Excuse me?
síce, čo má.
Your
Čo?
duel with Sebastian. And he's good. Thinks he's really good. But you outright slaughtered him. It was brilliant.
Ešte si to
Oh.
môžeme rozdať aj my, keď
Wow.
chceš.
Thank you.
I nearly put Sebastian in his place myself. I mean, I would have, if Hecate hadn't stopped me.
Samozrejme,
She stopped that dragon
myslel som s
skull from
húlkami,
crushing
keby na čo. Tak som to
Typical
myslel.
Slytherin trick, dropping a dragon skull on someone during a fight.
Čo to
We
tu máme?
Gryffindors fight with honor. And Hufflepuffs too. At least you did.
Vetvička truskavce. Hohoho! Neviem, na čo sa to používal. Znie to naozaj fajnovo.
Here we are. Home of the Chinese chomping cabbage.
Dobre. To nevyzerá dobre.
Go on. Grab a few of those cabbages. Now, see that dummy? Just toss the cabbages at it. And they'll do the rest.
Ja si zoberiem všetky a potom ich zoberiem a predám. Na čo je toto? OK. Čiže toto a mám to hodiť. To asi nebolo hodenie. No jak to mám hádzať?
Look at that. They'll chomp on anything they can get their mouths on. Mum planted some in her garden last year to keep the gnomes out.
OK, chápem.
But they left her honking daffodils in
Čo
tatters.
sa teraz bude diať?
Vicious little bastards, aren't they? My kind of plants. Not like stupid booba tubers and bouncing bulbs. The kind of plants that'd have your back in a fight. Not saying you can't go it alone, but, well, imagine that wasn't a dummy.
Trust me, Leander. I was imagining it the entire time.
You were. I mean, of course, You're, not someone to be trifled with. I see that. Dogweed and deathcap has more of them, if you're keen. Other plants too. Ones your parents wouldn't plant in the garden. You get the idea. Anyway, we probably ought to head back to class.
No, ty si nám...
Take your time.
Ty si nám ale toto nejaký stydlivý, kamoško. Neviem prečo. Čo sa hanbíš? Počkaj, tu je niečo, čo si môžeme ešte zobrať. Tak si to zoberiem všetko, čo sa dá, kámo. Hehehe. Do istej miery to je možno vykrádanie, ale tak akože, keď to tu je, keď sa to tu povaluje a dáva mi F-ko, akože, dáva mi možnosť to zobrať pomocou F-ka. Neviem, čo sa mi deje v tomto dieli, samé dvojzmysly. OK. Čo, kde som to? Asi tady o to. Čo to je prechádzať cez dvere?
I shall end our lesson here.
Okay.
Terribly sorry, Mr. Clopton.
Fakticky by mohla byť moja frajerka bez toho klobúka. No.
I tended to the Chinese chomping cabbages, Professor.
Remarkable plants, aren't they? I hope they weren't too much trouble. Oh, don't see any bite marks or missing digits. And good, as you do seem to be quite green-fingered. Oh, I'm eager to see your skill in the soil continue to blossom.
Magical plants have so much to offer. I'm eager to learn more.
I'm glad. Herbology is a bounteous subject. Tend to your garden, and it will tend to you. Well, I suppose that's everything. Do come by for a chat sometime. I so enjoy checking in with my new students.
Wow! Hodinka bylinkárství. A už to mám toto? Vyrástlo to? Ešte 3 minúty, to je dosť dlho. Hop, to som asi tam nemal hodiť, podľa mňa. A nič také sa nedeje. Čo je toto? Vajíčka, pupelce, kožešina, kšízence. To sú nejaké ďalšie itemy. Jak to zavriem, aby som nemal nič? Takto? Nedá sa to asi, nevadí. OK, poďme preč teda. V skutku zaujímavá situácia, vôbec neviem, kde som. Asi daďal to von. Nechajte ma prejsť. Niekam idem, kde som nechcel ísť, možno daďal to. A, už som v škole. Nice. Neviem, či tam ešte niekedy trafím, aby som si pozrel svoju kvetinku, ale nevadí. Sám som vlastne tiež kvetinka. No. To sú ale vtipy. Také dosť nebezpečné vtipy by som povedal, kam máme si dať ďalej. Takže máme tu... Yes, hodinu lektvaru potrebujem najviacej zo všetkých vecí. Lebo mi to spraví nové potioníky, chápeš? Takže hodina sadenia nejakých kvetiniek bola zbytočná, ale hodina potioníkov. Hehehe! To bude krása.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school. As 5th years, you will be required to reach new heights of both discipline and intellect. You will begin this term by brewing a Wigan-Weld potion. Mr. Takar, can you tell us why this particular potion might come in handy?
Yes, Professor Sharp. The Wigan-Weld potion can be used to sterilize and even heal a variety of injuries.
It can heal some injuries, but not all. Point for Ravenclaw. Before today's class is completed, each of you will have brewed a Wigan-Weld potion of your own. You never know when you might need it. Please begin.
To len tak? Jak sa to varí? Mám hmoždíš? Jak sa vlastne povie hmoždíš po slovensky?
Even motion when crushing your ingredients.
A to neviem otáčať.
Please be meticulous when adding powder to your potions. One errant sneeze could be disastrous.
Jaká veľká vareka. Tu varím potiony pre celú armádu. Alebo pre celú školu. V podstate v takom veľkom kotlíčku. Dá sa povedať. No, chlapec uvaril asi niečo iné.
Not an easy potion to brew. Well done. And from what I hear of your recent exploits in Hogsmeade, you'd also do well to practice brewing the defensive Edurus potion. Professor Weasley had you acquire the recipe from J. Pippins, correct?
Yes, sir.
Good. For the moment, you can find the ingredients you need in my office. But in the future, you'll be expected to provide your own ingredients. Some can be harvested from the plants you grow in your herbology class, and rarer ones can be purchased. Others, however, may be harder to obtain, and will require you to be a bit more resourceful. Come and see me when you've finished brewing, and we'll see if it was skill or luck the first time around.
Velice zaujímavé. To mám pozbierať tieto veci. Ashwindendorovo vajco a kouřešinu stevňa.
The Dittany or crush it. The wrong answer could result in the unfortunate loss of your eyebrows.
$1 som našiel.
My parents considered keeping me home from school this year after the rumor. Professor Sharp must have learned a lot during his time as an Auror. I wish he talked about it more.
Did I hear Professor Sharp say that you have permission to go into his office?
Yes, but why does that matter to you?
Brilliant! And it matters because you can be a part of something truly creative. I'm Gareth, by the way. Gareth Weasley. Bit of a prodigy with potions, if I do say so myself.
Pleasure to meet you. Wait, are you related to Professor Weasley?
She's my aunt. Keeps too close an eye on me for comfort. Ugh. But she can't be everywhere. Listen, anyone with a troll-sized brain can brew an Edurus potion. I'm working on something that's certain to be spectacular. I'm just missing one tiny last ingredient that will add that extra spark.
I suspect that's where I come in.
You're as clever as I'd hoped. I simply need a single Fwooper feather. As you'll already be in Sharp's office with his permission, perhaps you could grab it for me.
I don't know, Gareth. I don't want to get on Sharp's bad side.
You won't. Fwooper feathers aren't that valuable. Sharp won't even miss it.
Very well, I'll bring you a Fwooper feather.
Brilliant! Wait until you see what I'm brewing. Hurry back to me when you have the feather.
Úplne neviem, či to chcem zobrať, ale akože môže sa čokoľvek stať, samozrejme. Milí diváci, v tomto prípade by som sa s vami rád rozlúčil. Dúfam, že sa vám ďalší diel z vynikajúcej hry Hogwarts Legacy páčil. V tomto dieli sme robili naozaj rôzne veci, varili sme potiony, pestovali sme a neviem čo ďalšie. Ďakujem veľmi pekne za vašu pozornosť.